Well, just as the title of this video says, I've decided to close my sticker shop. And this is a pretty difficult decision for me to make, but ultimately I feel it's the best choice for me at this point in my life. And I think to better help explain how I arrived at this decision, we should start from the very beginning. Back in the late spring of 2020, I found myself consuming tons of sticker shop content, whether it was Apple Cheeks and Mel on YouTube or scrolling through the sea of pack and order with me videos over on TikTok. It's all that I wanted to watch, and it just seemed like such a fun and artsy adventure that I soon found myself daydreaming about opening my own sticker shop. If I remember correctly, it was at that point where things with the pandemic were very seriously progressing. We were trying to stay compliant with stay-at-home orders, and I just found myself having a lot of time on my hands to reflect. I remember feeling like I just needed to give myself a chance to try, and if I didn't, that I would have a lot of regrets around it. I just kept asking myself, what if, what if I just tried? What if I gave this a shot? I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I just knew that I wanted to do it. And I had always enjoyed creative pursuits throughout my life. And it was something that I've personally struggled with. Just the idea of being a creative, but also feeling the need to prove myself, and just a whole identity struggle that we don't need to go into. But I knew I couldn't ignore the fact that my heart would race with excitement anytime I thought about opening my own sticker shop. So with that, I decided to put together my first set of printables. I remember being hunched over my desk, and at that time they were actually streaming, what was it? I think it was Hairspray. I want to say that was the musical that I was watching, and just trying to scribble and perfect to the best of my ability my first ever printable. I think I had given myself a pretty tight deadline to have things to launch by June 1st of 2020, and I don't know, I just thought with that short amount of time that I could do it, and because there was so much pressure, it was now or never. The thing is, I wanted to open a sticker shop, but I didn't have a cutting machine. I didn't even know if my printer was suitable for something like this. So I figured starting off with a digital product was the best way to get my foot in the door and get my shop actually up and running. Simply put, I wasn't caught up in the long-term goals. I just thought, what is the next step that I can take to making this happen? And then I launched my shop and I made a video about it. I was very teary-eyed in that video because I was feeling emotional about my decision to act on something that I was feeling called to do, and also there was just life was happening as well, so there was just a lot of added emotion. But I was excited, and I remember when I got my first order, just like jumping up and down, pumping my fists in the air, like, yes, like I did it, like someone actually ordered from my shop. And it was such a good feeling, and it was a feeling that I was lucky enough, I was blessed enough to feel every single time someone placed an order through my shop. I eventually moved into making physical stickers for my shop, and that was 100% motivated by the fact that I would watch Mel, another sticker shop owner here over on YouTube, cutting her stickers by hand. I was just so inspired by her no nonsense, no excuse approach, and I thought to myself, I could do that too. I just made it a point to be as resourceful as I could be with running my shop, whether that was recycling scraps of sticker sheets or using index cards to provide support when I mailed my stickers and making my own envelopes. I've always loved being crafty like that and trying to find solutions to problems as quickly as possible. And in this case, I didn't have a cutting machine. I didn't have all of the materials or resources blatantly or readily available at my disposal to provide physical stickers as part of my shop goods, but I found a way to make it work, and it was so rewarding. And that was my mentality going forward. I did my best to make it work and make do with what I had. It was challenging, to say the least. Nothing ever went quite as planned. I think, we always, or at least for me, I try to hope for the best, but I plan for the worst. And it's a balancing act of, I guess finding what will be the most realistic approach. Even as a side hobby, countless hours were spent hunched over my desk, trying to figure out things as I went along, whether that was hand cutting the stickers and watching my oops pile grow astronomically, where the stickers that I thought were actually, in good quality to put on my shop. It was very, very small. But I just remember feeling so much joy despite, seeing that huge discrepancy, seeing all of these oops stickers pile up so quickly, and then just having like 1 in every 20 of the stickers that I cut actually something that I felt good about putting on my shop. But in my mind, that's what made it worth it, was that sense of joy and accomplishment, saying that, I was gonna do this, and it was so much fun. It brought me a lot of joy. Fast forward to today, I'm as grateful as ever for the support that I've received from day one up until now. One of the biggest compliments I'd ever received for the goods that I was producing in my shop was, "You need to raise your prices." And I remember thinking, like, this is the stuff that sticker shop owners dream of, you know what I mean? It was just such high praise in comparison to what I saw other sticker shop owners receive in terms of feedback. And I just felt so incredibly grateful to be able to connect with some of the most beautiful souls out there through my little sticker shop. And those friendships are just something that I'm so grateful to have been able to experience just from taking a chance at something that I thought would be fun to do. And I can't stress that enough. It was so much fun, and I'm just so glad that I honored what I was feeling creatively pulled to do in that moment. And now it's time for me to honor what I'm feeling at this stage in my life. A lot has changed since I first opened my sticker shop, and while all the good things that I've shared with you about my journey are still just as good, I need to take a step away from it. I think we just need to address the elephant in the room, which is it's been extremely challenging for me to keep up with consistently posting here on YouTube the past couple of weeks. And when it comes down to auditing my current schedule, the sad truth is that running my sticker shop is still at the bottom of my list of priorities. And this is something that I've talked about in previous sticker shop vlogs, is wanting my sticker shop to be higher priority, but it just continuously gets pushed to the bottom of my to-do list. And I knew when I opened my sticker shop that I had other priorities and that this would be a side hobby. But going into this last quarter of the year with even more changes to my schedule, I just know that I'm not able to dedicate the time to continuing running my sticker shop. There's a saying, and I know that I'm gonna butcher it, but I'll put it here on the screen. In essence, in summary, you can do 10 things, but you can't do them all at once. And that's what I feel like I've always kind of struggled with in my life, is wanting to do so many things. That's kind of what I touched on in my last video, is just always feeling like wanting to have a lot on my plate, wanting to do a lot of things at once. And I'm still learning that that is probably not the best approach. It really takes away from the quality of time and energy that I'm putting into any given project. So to be honest, I don't know if this is just a momentary pause in my sticker shop operations, or if this is where I close this particular chapter of my creative journey. But what I do know for certain is that I'm so incredibly grateful and thankful that I took a chance. I tried my best, and I was able to connect with so many beautiful souls along the way. It is really difficult for me to admit that I am no longer able to give my best or even experience the same joy that I did when I first opened my sticker shop. Just knowing that my time is really being accounted for elsewhere, and that I can no longer dedicate producing creatively in this way. I'm gonna close my shop officially on Monday, October 11th. So if you would like to grab a few things from there before then, I'll leave a link to my shop in the description box below. And I just want to say thank you again for all of your love and support. Despite not knowing what is next for my sticker shop, I know that this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.